Earlier this year, Apple felt the need to jump into the mixed reality VR AR headspace when they released their Vision Pro. Now, upon release, it got very well reception. Good reviews for its design, obviously that Apple charm to it, the UI and capabilities for its AR VR mixed reality was very well received. But unfortunately, the sales have not kept up to what some of the expectations were out there. So it looks like Apple may have to do some cutting. And it looks like some of this is going to come to an end. Now, saying that, it makes me want to sing that Boyz II Men song, End of the Road. But I am not going to bust out in that because YouTube may strike my channel because I sound so much like them. But all jokes aside, it looks like Apple is going to be cutting its production of that Vision Pro headset. But there may be something else coming down the line. So in this video, we're going to get into all that information. But before I do, if you're new to this channel and enjoy staying up to date with the latest tech news, you've landed at the right place. Please do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and hit that like button as well. All right, let's dive into this article here. Apple severely cuts Vision Pro production and may stop it completely very soon. So this is an article out of AppleInsider.com. So like I said, Apple, jumped into this space, a very niche space, as I would say. Again, we've seen the decline of the AR and VR headsets that really haven't jumped off like a lot of people wanted it to. But needless to say, Apple felt that they could jump into that space. And I remember when it first came out, and when we first heard the news about Apple jumping to the space, obviously some of the questions was, what are they going to do? How much is it going to cost? Why is Apple jumping into the space? So what they're calling it is spatial computing. So I guess that's their take on what they're trying to do here. And again, as a very niche market, it was very interesting as to why Apple would jump into the space. But as you can see, when they did come out with it, the headset, like I said, had very great capabilities from the spatial computing aspect of it, the environment, the immersiveness that you got from it. So it also had that Apple flair and Apple touch to it. So what Apple was able to do was very well. But the big hindrance was obviously the price, as you all know. $3,500 right off the jump for this thing puts it well out of most people's price range and just well priced beyond any of the mainline AR VR headsets out there today. But let's jump into this article real quick to get some of the information about this production cuts. So this is according to sources of the information involved in component production for the headset. Apple reduced orders of the Apple Vision Pro early in the summer. However, the cut in production may not end there, as they believe Apple could end up stopping assembly of the headset by the end of 2024. So by the end of this year, there'll be no more production of that. But on the flip side of that, it seems like Apple has a lot of units or inventory of the components already built up so they can still continue to manufacture them into 2025. As for the assembly of the Vision Pro, it says Luxshare has half production of the headset to about 1,000 units per day. Analysts believe Apple sold approximately around 370,000 headsets in the first 3 quarters of 2024 and will only sell another 50,000 by the end of the year. So that puts them at about what, 420,000 at this point. So I remember when I released my video first talking about this when it first released it, I believe I said anywhere from 300 to 400,000 I would consider a success for this, considering the price they were going with and what the capabilities of this was, and considering the fact that this is a very niche market that isn't that big and doesn't have much growth in it. And it looks like they hit those numbers, which, I guess if internally Apple said that they were going to hit these numbers, I think that they would have been okay. For me, I said that would be okay, but I think they were shooting for about 500 to 600,000 units, but we'll see. Right, like I said, 420,000 units at this point, a little bit shy of 500,000. So, meanwhile, it's thought that Luxshare has assembled between 500 and 600,000 headsets, meaning there are about 200,000 headsets in storage. So a lot of headsets are sitting in storage. Now, what that could mean is clearance and price drops. So maybe in the next few months, maybe going into 2025, Apple would drop the price of this unit. So if you're out there and you were on the fence about getting this headset, then if that price drop does come, then this will be the perfect time for you to jump into that and get it the price that I couldn't even tell you or guess what the price would be. Obviously, it had to drop down to below $3,000. At that point, maybe $2,500. Maybe I guess at that price point, it should be a little bit more palatable to people to jump in. Again, still puts it above what the other AR VR headsets out there. But I think if you could get at that price point, I think you'll be obviously getting a better deal. And considering that it only came out in January, I think you'll be better off getting it. You haven't missed much if you were one of the early adopters and you just waited a year or so to get it. So, yeah, if it does come to that price drop, that would definitely be the time to get into that. Now, one of the other reasons why they're stopping this production is obviously because there are talks about them doing another model, a cheaper model, one that is around $2,000. Now, again, back in my initial video about this, I said from the start that Apple should not have released this headset at this high of a price point with the fidelity of the screens and everything. I thought, again, it's arcs back to the fact that this is a niche market with the VR AR headsets. They don't sell a ton of units. I thought that they should have released a unit that was $2,000 or sub $2,000. Test the waters first, see what the response for it. Once you get people's mouths wet with this version right here, the cheaper version, then maybe come out with your $3,500 headset, because now they know what to expect. They know what it's like, and now you can give them more for it, and then people will be more apt to jump up and spend that $3,500 for that upgrade for that next model. That would have been my business model. I don't know what the Apple execs were thinking when they came up with this. I guess they did not want to go the cheaper route. I guess they wanted to just come out with the beast and just kill everything else that's out there. But again, that only yielded them to around 420,000 units at this point, or by the end of this year, possibility. So, but if that was what their goal was, then I guess they succeeded at that. But again, I thought that they should have done like a cheaper version. You didn't need to have the fidelity of the screens at maxed out at this point. I thought, again, like I said, come out with a cheaper version, get the test the waters and see what people respond to it, and then come out with that bigger model. This model here, which is the current one, a year or two, and people would have jumped up to that with no problem. So, but we also do know that there is talks of them actually doing a second gen version of the Vision Pro headset, and that Vision Pro headset is expected to have the M5 chip in there. So as opposed to the current one, which is using the M2 and the R1 as well. So I expect the R1 to get an upgrade as well, but we don't have any information about what that chip will be. So with the M5 heads chip in there, it will also bring Apple Intelligence for the headset. As we know, this released before Apple jumped into the AI race. So this next version should help with that. We'll have the AI in there, and with the M5 chip should be able to do any computing without any problems with that. So just a couple of things right here. There's an analyst out there, Kuo, who says that Apple is unlikely to change the price of the second generation Vision Pro. So you mean that again, if they come up with this one, it's going to hit it again at that $3,500 price point. Now, anybody out there that's keeping it real knows that Apple always has that premium price tag on their products. If you take a look at some of the profit margin, I think there was a teardown of this, and I think I could be. Don't quote me on this. I would have to look it up, but I believe the price to build this was less than $2,000. Like I said, don't quote me on that. I could be wrong, but don't kill me for that. But I thought it was less than $2,000 to build this. So looks like Apple is trying to just, again, eat up those profit margins, just get as much as they can. So again, if they come out with another $3,500 headset, again, not something that I would do, but hey, I'm not in Apple's boardroom. So that guys with many more zeros in their bank account make these decisions. So hey, whatever. But that's what Apple wants to do. But it looks like, again, they're going to probably come up with another headset with the M5 chip and at that $3,500 price point, which probably, due to inflation, we know what inflation is doing right now, would be cheaper than the current model at $3,500. So I guess that is some consideration. But that is everything I wanted to cover in this video. So let me know what you guys think about that. About Apple shutting down the production of the Vision Pro headset, but still looking at not only a cheaper model, $2,000 model, but another $3,500 model with the M5 chip. Drop down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think about that. Once again, thank you for taking time out to watch this video. If you enjoyed this video and enjoy staying up to date with the latest tech news, do me a huge favor. Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell, and like this video as well. Chances are, if you enjoy this video, you may have friends or family that enjoy this type of content as well. So please make sure you share this with them as they may enjoy this. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest tech news, please head over to SoundsNerdy.com, where I curate and aggregate tech news from around the web, covering Apple, Samsung, Google, Android, computing, and even more general tech news, all at the website SoundsNerdy.com. And for even more tech news in video form, check out one of these two videos right here. And until next video, guys, stay nerdy.